Hi all you recording enthusiasts, welcome again to another video. I'm just going to kind of take over there where I left off with the last video, which was my rant, but I'm not going to rant this time. I actually kind of want to explain a couple things because I have the feeling that some people took my rant very much the wrong way, which was not intended. And that is, I actually had a short discussion with somebody on Facebook that made me want to do this video to explain that I'm not judging anybody. It's very important that you know that I am not telling you that what you've done is crap or that everything you do is crap. Please do understand that. I'm just trying to point out some tips and I got something off my chest. Now, having said that, what was brought up was basically somebody suggested that, if you can't record drums well enough, it'd be a great idea to, go borrow a MIDI drum kit and just use Superior drums and something like that. And I wanted to make it clear that this isn't about the best and cheapest way to do things to get best results. I'm really reaching out to people that actually want to record and they are interested in recording. They don't want to set up a MIDI kit. They want to record their real drums and they want to be a real musician and have real valid questions. Again, I'm not saying that if you want to do things over MIDI, that's bad. There's nothing wrong with it. The way you want to do it is the right way if you get the results you want. But this brought up another topic about how important it is to record yourself if you're in a band. Obviously, everybody wants to record their own songs or present themselves some way. Sure, there's no money there and you can't go to a studio and do things like you want. But let's not forget, in my case, what I was reaching out to was the people that want me or a third-party person, outside mixer, to work alongside with them for their self-release or album release through a label or whatever. So it's usually not just demos that I'm doing for people that want to get gigs and stuff like that. If you just want to get gigs, it's a great way to start. Just start recording yourself. Learn as you go process. It can get complicated. There's a lot of stuff you got to learn, a lot of hurdles to overcome, and it's just part of it. It's the way it is. I was being told about how expensive it is these days, and not everybody can afford to go to studio and this and that. And I obviously get that. I do not expect everybody to give up their life and try to come to studio and make records. It is not easy, obviously. But on that, let's think a bit. I'm a musician. I know a lot of you are, especially guitar players, drummers, bass players. Forgive me, singers. But I mean the musician side of the band. We're the guys that when we wanted to do our thing, we begged our parents, we bugged our parents, we got summer jobs, we saved our money, we got our first guitar, and maybe it was a piece of crap, but we had it. And that's pretty much what being a musician is all about. You start up like this. You do that kind of stuff. Well, when it comes to studio and you want to do your own thing or you want to record your band, and either you start small and try stuff out until you get to the point where you can actually release material that sounds really, really good. You find a way to do it. You get a summer job. You bug your parents. Whatever it takes. And you get in the studio for a day or two or three or whatever you can afford. I don't believe in excuses. I have to make that really clear. I used to absolutely hate that which I still do, I get people sending me something to listen to. Could I evaluate their song or the recording, give them some tips or whatever, which is something I can do every now and then. But then always the following line is, it was a really bad recording. We had really bad circumstances. Please forgive me. Well, if you tell me that, you already kind of know it's crap, right? So why should I listen to it, right? And no excuses. You can't send your demo to your label or an album you want to maybe get released somehow and say, this is our album. It sounds like crap, but so you get the idea. It's counterproductive. And it's very pointless. I'll give an example. I'm horrible with visuals. You can probably tell my videos are probably terribly lit up and I'm just not very good at it. I can set up my iPhone and make sure that my audio works, and that's pretty much as far as it goes. And I'm not even interested. So I want to have a new band. I've made a new band. We've got our songs, and now I've got to get a video done. I got to do it with my knowledge. I have a bit of knowledge, but not enough. And I have to get a video out there. So I'm going to make it myself with my iPhones and my buddies and my cracked version of Final Cut Pro or whatever people use these days. We all know the video is going to be awful. It's going to be awful. It's going to be an embarrassment to show. So I ask you, is it worth it? You know, it would probably make a whole lot more sense if I would just save my money, bug my parents, whatever. Find a way that I can get someone to help me out even and get good results and present myself and my band and my music in a good light, as good as possible. Making recordings, demos, or albums is not a given. It's not a privilege. And when I hear these excuses, yeah, but we can't, and this can't, and that's not possible, and yeah, but, and you know, what should I say to that? You know, what should anybody say to that? If you can't do it, you can't do it. That's fine. Either you learn, and there's people out there willing to help. Again, lots of YouTube stuff. I'm here too. And you get better as you go, just like you would learning your guitar or learning to sing. And then eventually you do it. You go to a studio, you get a big producer, or you don't, or you're good enough yourself to do it yourself. But it's all part of the process, and you can't just make excuses all the time for your product, be it a demo or an official recording that you want to release. You can't just say we don't have the budget, therefore our record sounds like crap. Not these days. You just can't do it. You can't do it. First of all, studios are cheaper than ever. They are. Possibilities are cheaper than ever. I mean, for the price of a very expensive Apple laptop and an interface, that wouldn't even pay for the tapes that I needed to record our first album. So, you know, I could sell a couple guitars, the worst case, and have an incredible setup if I wanted to. It is not important to get a demo out or recording out if you don't feel ready. As I said, it's not a given. It can go quick, it can go slow. You might be in a band where guys, you know, you got together, guys, girls, whoever. And you might be semi-pro or been around for a while and you're just making a band your own now. And then you decide, you know, we want to do things on our own. You've got minimal knowledge. I think it's even worse than that you don't try to get as good of a product done as you can, because it just puts you in a bad light. It really does. If you're young and new and fresh, I think people are more forgiving. I really do. But what I'm basically getting at is, first of all, my rant was not to put anybody down. I want to make that really clear. I was not trying to put anybody down. I'm not judging. I'm just pointing out things that are kind of annoying, and it's easy to learn, and I'd like it to stop if at all possible. And this isn't just coming from new people, from young people that have no experience. I'm getting this from pros too. So I'm not trying to insult anybody. Actually, I enjoy recording so much. I love talking about it. I'm very nerdy about it. I love comparing stuff. I love trying crap out. I love building equipment. So everything about it is for me a passion, not just a job. So, having said that, I hope that this video is halfway interesting, and I hope I explained a couple things. I wonder how you guys feel about recording. You know, do you think you have to do it because if you don't do it, you'll get overlooked? Or do you think it's better to wait until things are really rolling? Or do you think it's better to, I don't know, go find a studio or find someone to help you, or go right to a big producer? I don't know, you know, things are different these days. We don't have to make albums as we used to. EPs are fine. Singles are the thing. Singles in a video, YouTube. Here we are, you know. I'm sure that a lot of people would rather invest money in their videos than their audio, which is kind of okay. I get it to a point, but you can't imagine the question mark that's floating over my head when I watch a really cool video that sounds horrid. It's pointless, again, in my opinion. So, let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. Until next time, thanks very much for listening to my whining. Take care until next time.